Hello and welcome to the Seer 365 sessions, where we bring together really interesting partners from around the Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem to hopefully bring you something that you may not have seen before, or something that can really help you in your interactions with your customers and prospects. Today, I'm really excited to have Bluefort join us in the shape of Bjorn. Hello, Bjorn.
Hey, Richard.
How's things?
All well, all well. Hope you
Good.
do.
Yeah, very good. And Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Um, this one's a bit of an interesting one for me, because this is a kind of full circle one. Because Bjorn, for those of you who've been watching the Seer 365 sessions since the beginning, Bjorn was my first ever guest. So we're kind of doing a loop and bringing it back around again to Bjorn. So pretty cool to be able to do that. So thanks again for joining us, Bjorn.
Yep, my pleasure.
So with that, then, shall we? Do you want to introduce yourself and a bit about Bluefort?
Yeah, that sounds great to kick it off, Richard. Yeah, so maybe first a little bit about myself. My name is Bjorn Kuyt. I'm in charge of product and partnerships at Bluefort. Yeah, from my point of view, as you know, I've been in the Dynamics channel for a very long time. Worked with Microsoft and various partners and ISVs across the last 2 decades. Actually, in the last 5 years, been actually doubling down together with Bluefort with a very deep focus on companies that want to grow their recurring revenue, subscription and membership portfolio, and really digitally transforming their business and taking care of having that recurring cadence all automated and make it more efficient. And that's really has become a bit basically our core focus as a business nowadays.
Very cool. So with that, then let's kick things off. I know you've got some slides to try and illustrate what you're talking about. So let's start getting through them.
Yep, let's do that. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, so let's get going. First of all, maybe a little bit more about Bluefort and what we do in life and what our mission is. From an audit point of view, our team, our products, our portfolio is all about really pinpointing Microsoft Dynamics 365 in all its products and all its capabilities, including Copilot, Dynamics 365 CRM applications and ERP applications, and really making them tailored towards companies that live in the world of subscription management, membership management, being able to drive recurring revenue, which is quite specific as such in terms of KPIs, but also in the way how you run your business, since it's all about developing and nurturing and maintaining long-term customer relationships. And we've actually built as Bluefort various service solutions and IP in Business Central, but also in finance and supply chain management, scaling out also into commerce, and ring fencing that also with CRM applications around that as well, more focus on enterprise. And then at the end, also working towards integrations on the payment side as well, since as you recurringly bill, and specifically in the topic of today about our capability in the membership domain, if you have 60,000 members and you bill them monthly or quarterly or annually, you can imagine that you don't do the finance team a lot of pleasure if they have to work on managing all those payments manually. So we also have built a product called TAP that can run in all dynamic solutions as well to take care of the full headless processing of payments with Stripe and GoCardless as well. Yeah, so that's a little bit more about who we are, Richard.
Wonderful. So when we're thinking about memberships, then I guess that membership could be is a pretty wide group of customers, right? So that could absolutely be, membership to a gym or something, I guess. But also it could be membership to, so I'm doing a monthly donation, or, so for me, as an example, the RNLI in the UK, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, is a big charity here, and people make monthly donations or quarterly donations, annual donations, what it might be, and so this would be a good use case for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. Memberships is a very wide domain, which stretches out on the one hand into commercial memberships that you find with certain retailers, like a membership with Amazon for free shipping. which is one type of membership, which could be conglomerated in a larger recurring revenue stream for a retailer. But on the other side of the spectrum, in terms of NGOs and memberships that try to elevate as an association particular skills, like you said yourself, very often things like in sport, associations that are related to sports, or associations that are having members in particular skill sets like engineering, or for example, let's say we're talking lately quite a lot with the Royal Yachting Association in the UK as well. So all these kinds of people that bring together memberships with similar passions or hobbies or interest, or basically maybe due to their job, tying them together and really elevating that capability for that member to the next level by providing information, events, but also educational capabilities, and many other services, and tying that into a membership. That's kind of the focus that we have when it comes to our solution.
Very cool. And the RYA is a customer of yours, or you hope to get them as a customer of yours?
We hope to get them at an important time very shortly.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Again, that one's pretty close to my heart as well. So that's cool. All right. Great. So I think we've kind of level set a little bit for people watching this, that it's a pretty wide spectrum of organizations that can make use of it. Very cool.
That's right. Indeed. And I think maybe this is a good time to kick a little bit off more as to what we do, particularly in the Business Central domain for partners in Business Central, how we can help in terms of winning new business for you guys in the membership domain with our solution, and how we actually tackle day-to-day challenges that these membership organizations have with Dynamics 365. So shall we just dive a little deeper into that, Richard?
Please.
Alrighty. So I kind of split things down into stepping into the shoes of a membership organization a little bit, and outlining what challenges that they face and how we can actually turn those challenges into opportunities with the wealth of technology and business application capabilities that Dynamics and Bluefort has to offer. And then I want to kind of wrap it up a little bit into how potential customers or partners can get started with us to join us on a journey to grow the footprint of delivering Dynamics 365 in the membership domain. So starting off with challenges, I think the key thing is that as with anything, it's critical for a membership organization to keep on growing their list of subscribed members, which ultimately ties back to revenue, although many NGOs don't really like the word revenue, but it's still critical in order to grow the organization and all its capabilities that it provides to its members. And we really see that the only way to do that is really to build personalized membership capabilities in terms of growing the business. In short, how can we provide a membership formula that's all about personalization for the members itself? So if we go to these 4 key topics, these 4 key themes that we try to drive as growth levers for a membership organization, then the first thing is, like, as you engage with a new member signing up, the experience needs to be spot on. It needs to be really tying into fulfilling the need of that member to learn more, know more, and engage more in the domain that they became a member of. Maybe sports, as we mentioned, or maybe in their line of business that they want to be more like a chartered accountant or a chartered engineer of some kind, and learn more in terms of how they can increase their skills as such. And that engagement needs to drive capabilities as to pulling new members in. And then along the way, tailoring in terms of what they do by providing specific services, training programs, get-togethers, events, and all of that is really what makes such a membership flourish. And as you can imagine, the key part here is also that this typically doesn't happen for a couple of customers like you maybe do in B2B, but we're talking often about larger UK or US-based memberships typically have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of members to serve. So segmenting them and really targeting the right members with the right kind of value that you offer to them underneath the flag of their membership is a mission critical thing to achieve. And that means that we start obviously with a strong portfolio of capabilities that you fulfill. which very often can be the provisioning of a monthly magazine, and that branches out into all the different events, which can even be localized based on the geography of members if needs be, but also providing them with the capability to participate very actively in the community as a member as well, and potentially even have some gamification going on, as you can see on the bottom part here as well, in terms of creating more of a community of members and letting a member also pay back by providing knowledge, skills, and discussions going on, like we maybe know a little bit in our community in Dynamics 365 with, for example, the MVP program or other communities that are really heavily participated in by people that have the right skills and have the ability also to share their knowledge. At the same time, a key part is all the activities that a member can enroll themselves into is a key thing. An activity can be a course, either online or face-to-face with other members at a particular location, but also events, get-togethers are key things that members want to be participating in to share their passion and their knowledge and skill sets with other members, but also having the ability to learn more about what it is that they became a member for to the membership organization. As we also know, nothing is for free in our world except tax, sunshine, and air. So dues, donations, and other events that drive fundraising are very important as well. Particularly also if we're talking more about pure play NGOs that, for example, drive events and things about in maybe the healthcare space, like to drive people together about certain elements like research for certain particular scenarios in healthcare cases, but also other donations and other fundraising events must be managed very, very well. And having members participate into that is key. And again, also that loyalty then gets rewarded in that sense by the member donating and other people benefiting from a better service and a better set of details and information that can be provided are crucial things and challenges that need to be tackled without having a very heavy back office that needs to do all of these things, because obviously you can only spend £1 or $1 once. So having a real clear view on your P&L and doing the things the right way for the benefit of your members is a critical thing and is 100% on the radar screen of any CEO or director in a membership organization. So this kind of sketched a little bit of the landscape of the challenges that today's membership companies and NGO companies face.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. And I think for me, this is helping frame it for me as well as wider than in my head subscriptions, which is obviously what you one of the things you're famous for, was very much that kind of, I don't know, Netflix or I've got a farm near me that delivers me milk, right? So it's a weekly, twice a week they deliver me milk for my little boy. Whereas now it's it's starting to spread out the possibilities as well. So thank
absolutely,
you.
Absolutely. And it's a critical thing as well, because if you think about it yourself and you want to become a member of something that you're passionate about, you don't want to be slapped on with a pretty high membership fee that you're not really sure yet if you're really going to take the maximum benefit out of it, out of that membership, particularly when it's a new membership you're enrolling into. So then it's critical to keep that kind of initial membership quite low and then be able to ring fence it more as a member engages more as well. And then is ready to also, put a little bit of more money into their membership by benefiting from additional upsold or cross-selling kind of services that a particular member becomes interested in. And then you get more personalization without having a member putting out a lot of money in the beginning. Whereas other members that might think like, you know what, I'm good enough as a low profile member, with my basic membership, I'm good enough. So you have to really serve different types of demographics of members in that large volume of memberships that you have to offer all the way through.
Yeah, so I'm my IMCP hat on, so the International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners. I'll be sending this out for some IMCP people later, because I know, like in the UK, we have you can join for £1 for 3 months. and then after that, it then goes up to depending what sort of membership you want. So this absolutely fits into that model as well. So sorry if you're watching this because you've got me to send it to you, but
That's great. That's great. Love to help you with that if that ever becomes a real topic for you, Richard.
Yeah.
So, good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, let's flip the coin from what's hot in the membership domain into a little bit more like how can we turn that into an opportunity. As mentioned, the key thing is all about reducing churn, and that's the only way to do that is really to become attractive for a member and get along with times. You cannot have something that you had 10 years ago that was successful, like a paper printed magazine you drop on the mailbox of your members anymore, and just like leaving that the same for perpetuity. But you have to change into more digital ways of reaching out to your members in order to prevent churn and make that more personalized in terms of the membership tier for that particular member you're serving. And that also becomes more important to have a longevity in the relationship you have with your members. And that also means that you need to look into like what is that member actually entitled to when it comes to, let's say, the membership that they've enrolled in. And at the same time also focusing, are they actually seizing the benefit out of it? It's great if you have events. It's great if you have online webinars that they can enroll in as part of the membership. But if they're not really consuming these services, it's important to know that so that you can actually target them a little bit more and say, like, hey, why are you not joining our events, and why are you not joining certain participations in online sessions or whatever that might be, so that you fish out those ones that are not really proactively seizing the opportunities that the membership gives them, and then try to understand and help them to actually maybe change or become a more active member in order, again, also to help reducing churn as well. Then we talked a little bit more about the administrative side of the business, and that's also where we come in with a lot of horsepower as well with Dynamics 365 and all its administrative capabilities, because managing a large volume of members is not an easy thing, specifically when you want to serve members in a very personalized way. And what that means is that you must think through that membership journey and automate steps as much as possible and leave really individual member interactions to a minimum and to the exceptional level, so that a member can, for example, self-serve itself, be able to actually clearly understand what they're being billed for, and giving them easy opportunities to pay for their membership or for any additional products or services that they've acquired from you without having a lot of manual back-end work happening in terms of entering subscription elements or sales orders or creating and managing events in a very manual fashion. So all these parts need to be glued together in a very highly efficient and automated fashion. And that's where we come in with payment capabilities and billing capabilities that are fully headlessly operated in the finance team. So that when you scale up more members, you don't need to scale up your back office team at that same level. And that's where minus 25% overhead optimization stems from. At the same time, generating more membership engagement and as a consequent revenue is key. And that's where the personalization and engagement part comes in, and also tracking the telemetry of engagement, if you will call it that way. Having really a finger on the pulse, like are my members engaging with all the services, products and offerings that I provide to them, that they have a right to consume under their membership or not. And if not, what can I then do to entice them to participate more into their membership and really get more value out of the fees that they pay. And then along the way, as mentioned, you'd like to ideally create members for life as a membership organization. Now, that's of course not always possible. There's always like a natural situation where members will drop out anyway for various reasons, for the change of lifestyle, the change of interest. If somebody's really participating into a membership because of their profession and then they retire, and I can imagine that they drop out. So there's a typical usual set of suspects why people drop out of their membership. But for those that are actually in the active part of participation, we want to follow them all the way through, track what they're doing, and make sure that they're served in the best way possible. And then lastly, also again, kind of tying up the part of reducing the growth of expense and overhead is where finance efficiencies comes in. And that's what we want to make sure that we provide by automating as much as possible along the way.
Very cool.
Yeah, and these are the critical elements that we want to focus on in the creating that journey in personalized, high value memberships that we want to help our clientele with. So, how do we do it then when it comes to the solution? So kind of looking into a little bit more of the cool parts that we have at our disposal with Dynamics 365 Business Central, the wider Microsoft 365 stack and all its underlying technologies, Power Platform and Azure that we have at our disposal. We obviously take full advantage of all of that. And as many of you on the session today know, Microsoft now has also acquired functionality in the membership domain by virtue of subscription capabilities, which we as Bluefort are deeply entrenched into. And that means that we've been able to build a package with all the functionality you see on the right-hand side over here. I won't bore you with going into all the details, but basically it's all set up to run against the perimeters of those opportunities we just discussed. And then as Bluefort, we can also automate the payment journey by bringing our Tab product, which seamlessly connects Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central with Stripe and with Go Cardless, so that payments, any headache with payments goes out of the window in short. So yeah, that's kind of what our solution footprint looks like. Now, by itself, that's a very powerful thing that we can deliver for customers in the membership domain. The way how we deliver, though, is perhaps even more interesting, which we'll highlight shortly. But maybe to tackle a little bit more how that correlates to how a membership organization looks at this. And they basically look at the key, let's say, process elements as to acquiring members. And we see a few non-for-profit customer cases on Dynamics already that are out there today, like WWF, which I think everybody in the world knows, maybe has participated in or donated to. They want to acquire more and more members to keep their membership mission moving forward. But at the same time, at the back end, we want to be able to easily bill and easily collect payments, easily also onboard those new members with payment details and billing details. But at the backend side, also orchestrate all the financial transactions, including deferrals and revenue recognition, which may sound boring, but it's a very critical element, especially when you send 60,000 or 100,000 bills out per year, to orchestrate the outflow of those financial transactions appropriately and produce sound financial statements is a real critical thing for a CFO to deal with, and offering highly automated capabilities to do so is a very high value in a membership organization. Then spinning it off a little bit further is renewals. Renewals is a really important moment in the membership lifecycle because that's where a membership could potentially move on or not. And you want that, if you want it to move on, then it's important to anticipate that renewal or anniversary date and take the right steps by potentially launching a promotion, give a discount, give something of value to that member to make sure that they prolongate their membership for the next term. And along the way, as mentioned before, especially in the view of personalizing those memberships and making it as high value for a member as possible, at the back end, that leads to contract amendments, right? The contract won't stay the same. Membership might move from one tier to the other. You might provide particular one-time or recurring additional capabilities or services to that membership, which all leads to amendments you need to make to reflect those personalizations. And that's a critical component that a solution needs to offer. And we are very, very strong in facilitating contract amendment capabilities. Moving into the last part here of the critical capabilities for membership organizations is again, as mentioned before, we need to know what a member is doing, and if we are fulfilling what the membership has to offer to each individual member, and tracking all that what I call telemetry or details of consumption of membership benefits is critical. Analyzing that, using AI, using Copilot, flagging up things that are not in line with what a membership profile needs to look like, and then bring that, for example, to membership success or customer success to engage with a member that is not fitting in the profile where the member needs to be, are critical capabilities that really can help a membership organization or non-for-profit organization, like shown on the right-hand side, to keep that member as much in line and as happy as possible with their membership. And another thing that we can do there is to provide capabilities like promotions, loyalty incentives, discounts, like, hey, this is the third year you're enrolling again in this membership. You know what? You get a 3 months for free in your third term you're renewing. So those kinds of promotions are critical to reward the longer term membership that members might have with you in that sense. And that obviously requires you to amend the contract and take care of the financial ramifications of those kinds of promotions or loyalty programs that you want to use. And lastly, also fundraising events, donation events, inviting people to raise money for the cause of the membership or the organization, or other critical administrative events that we want to register all up. So those are the critical elements we automate for our members.
Very cool. And Team Rubicon, I know somebody at Microsoft who, again, I'm going to have to forward this to, who've just been doing some work with them. So after the there was one of the natural disasters in the US recently. So and she's definitely interested in Dynamics. So yeah, very, very cool example. And doing all this whilst reducing their finance overheads and churn and all the other stuff. This sounds really good. Sounds really good.
Yeah. That's where we bring things together. Indeed. Yeah. So I think if we look a little further in the solution, that's always great. We'd love to engage with partners and customers alike that are viewing this session here today. But obviously, a key part is like, how do we get this thing started and how do we get to value fast? I think that's where we put some really good things together with Microsoft and together with the wider team here at Bluefort. And that is that we can offer our potential membership new customers the opportunity to benefit from Microsoft-funded capabilities that ultimately gives a really clear definition of scope and outcomes that can be funded up to $3,500, as you can see on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, as Bluefort, we've been able to package the delivery of Business Central and of other add-ons, which we'll talk to in a short moment, by basically putting this into a fixed delivery, a very fast, lightning fast delivery of 8 days of work with a fixed implementation cost here, and going live at a really fast pace, so that customers can be up and running very, very quickly, cycling out of anything that they might do right now that is not in a business application or a legacy application yet, and really stepping up their game into cloud business applications as Business Central is, and really fulfilling all those critical capabilities with a standard step-by-step approach, a 5-step approach that we can roll out with a very clear license plan that sits underneath that, which is, I think, very highly competitive in our domain. And then we can further tailor that as well with packaged add-ons that you can see over here. So as we configure, let's say that quick rollout, we can also look into like, do we need one or multiple legal entities? You want more, we can add those on. Do you want to have intercompany trading? We can add those on. You want to integrate with Stripe or go cardless? Is another add-on. And all these different add-ons here are all coming with a fixed price approach. So you know what you're going to get and you know what you're going to pay for the value that we have to offer as such. And further down the line, if there would be any bespoke or tailored aspects that you need, like integrations, particular reporting capabilities, or potentially even certain additional reports that you must have for the membership organization and perhaps its donors, then obviously we can also add tailored services on top of this to really increase and maximize the value of the digital transformation that we can really bring forward into a canned way here for our partners and customers.
Very cool indeed. By the way, whilst give you a second to catch your breath, somebody really likes you. So Camille thinks you're a powerhouse.
Thanks, Camille.
Yeah, so you got a fan.
Cool. Yes. No, I know Camille very well. She's also a powerhouse herself, so kudos right back to her as well. Thanks, Camille. Yeah, I think maybe just from an overall point of view, wrapping this all up, there's a lot more to tell. There's a lot more to say. I think from where we've been able to put things together as Bluefort, together with the wider Microsoft team, and also with the wider community here, is that we can fast track these deployments with a fixed price, fixed delivery scope, so that customers, don't need to be wary of like really difficult projects or bespoke, kind of difficulties that they need to encounter. We've tried to really work hard, and we are able to deliver something easy and quick, with the future potential to branch out into more innovation and efficiencies as we go along from there. So yeah, I hope that this was very interesting for all of you who are interested in knowing and wanting to go further into the membership domain.
And Bjorn, I always appreciate talking to you wherever, well, virtually or in person when we get to see each other around the world. Hopefully, we'll see you in Slovenia in May. But you always bring this stuff to life to me, and I really appreciate it personally. So thank you. I know you've got your email address on there, but I thought I'd make it nice and big for people, just so you can see it properly. So feel free to get in contact with Bjorn and the rest of the team at Bluefort. I've known the team a good while, and I can highly recommend people reaching out to them, and even if it's just from a conversation to say, look, we're in this sector, these are the sort of things we're doing with our customers. How can we have Bluefort as part of our solution? Or we're thinking about getting into something new. Maybe you're thinking about getting into tech for social impact, and this would be a good way into that segment. Feel free to get in contact with them. I know Bjorn and the rest of the team would love to talk to you. Yep. So with that, then I just want to say thank you, Bjorn, for your time. It was great to spend some time with you today, and I hope everybody's enjoyed it as much as I have. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your week, and looking forward to Christmas and some time off with your friends and loved ones. So have a great week, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you very much.